The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good.
Hi, Tom.
How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Edge. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico de Haan and Paige Clarke.
Good morning. I'm Nico de Haan. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced and natural wild world to recover our natural health and regain our rights and freedoms. And it's a beautiful morning downtown St. Petersburg. It's like 58 degrees, going up into the low 70s today, so it's going to be a great day. Hey, I got some really good news, folks. If you go to our TFNN.com webpage here at the bottom, you'll see health signals and you'll see the Primal Edge. Both of them, we got a nice sale on there. And you'll find that under services, and you go services here, there's the Primal Edge and there's the health signals newsletter. You touch on these and you're going to find that the limited time, 25% off the health signals newsletter. Now you can buy 1 month, you can buy a year's worth, whatever you want, 6 months worth, 3 months worth, doesn't really matter to us, but you save 25% on that first payment. The other thing is, of course, the Primal Edge, our one-shot wonder, right here, $25 off the first purchase. So, limited time offer only, 25% off, and then you can start your monthly subscription after that. You can cancel these at any time if you don't like them, but I guarantee you're going to love the Primal Edge. And of course, the Health Signals newsletter gives you lots and lots of information that we talk about here on the show. So, advise you, please pick that stuff up. There's the Primal Edge there. You know, Primal Edge is, Paige and I worked on this for about a year with a chemist, coming up with the right formula, and we figured out that using the fulvic and humic acids were the real key to getting the nutrition in and detoxing the cells so you get the bad stuff out. That's what the Primal Edge is all about. Of course, the newsletter follows the show. You can get all the information that we talk about on the show and kind of dig into it for yourself, the same articles that we talk about, and then you can kind of make up your own mind what's going on. And Paige, of course, is not here. You can see that. She's in Tahoe with her son, enjoying a little vacation that she does every year. So it's really cool. I wish her well, and she'll be back next week. Now, I want to start off with this article, looking to get fit after 40 and live longer. That's what we all want to do, I think. And it says here that you need to start with these kind of small steps. Getting fit seems overwhelming at any age, but especially after you hit 40. Your metabolism starts to slow down and your schedule becomes overwhelming because now you have work and you got kids, you got social obligations, and making time for and sticking to a fitness regime may seem impossible for you. A guy wrote this book, Strauss Selnick. He's the he's a chairman CEO of Take-Two Initiative Software. He has a book coming out that's called Becoming Ageless, The 4 Secrets to Looking and Feeling Younger Than Ever. And he's been dubbed America's fittest CEO by Men's Health and Best Life. So it seems like he knows what he's talking about. Now, one of the things he says here that makes sense to me, the best way to change, make a change that's lasting and meaningful is to start really slowly and gently. And I think that's really the key, especially if you're sedentary, haven't really exercised for the last decade, let's say, you need to start slow. It's if you ask very little of your body initially, then your mind is more likely to follow. He recommends first get rid of some of your unhealthy habits. Maybe if you're drinking sodas or you're drinking fruit juices, cut those out. If you smoke, of course, naturally you want to stop that. And if you're leading mostly sitting lifestyle, you're in front of the computer all day, grab a friend, a buddy, and try walking for 30 or 40 minutes. Here you have a couple walking. It looks more like a guy and his daughter, but that's the way they present things these days, I think. He says, when you realize that it's actually fun and not hard, you probably will make it twice a week. So he says, start walking maybe for 30 minutes a week. You go for 30 minutes, you relax, do some stretching maybe afterwards. He says, this is the best way to start slowly. He says, if you ask very little, you're going to have your mind going along for the trip. He says, and then, he says, when you realize it's fun, start doing some simple calisthenics. But first, maybe you want to try it twice a month. So if you're walking like Sunday morning, maybe in the middle of the week you want to do another half hour. But he says, after that, after you're kind of comfortable with that, do some jumping jacks, some calisthenics, sit-ups or whatever. You know, you can follow some of these programs on YouTube that are always good. After you do this for about a month or 6 weeks, he says, start doing some body weight exercises at home or maybe joining a gym. Body exercises means like push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, things like that. Another step to ensure better health in middle age, go to the doctor and get a physical, just assessing your baseline, and that's pretty smart. It's a great place to start. It's a baseline that you have, you know, your doctor sets it up for you and he says you're good to go or you're not. So you need to really follow doctor's advice about exercising. Another thing to do is listen to your doctor for your recommendations, and also Strauss says finding a spiritual connection doesn't hurt. Maybe going to church or sit around with some friends and discuss philosophy, that type of thing would be good. Everybody should have some kind of program of self-care, one that seems to work for some time for quiet internal reflection with no or little outside stimulation for as much as possible, doing this about once a day. Some people do this like an hour of meditation. Some people will take a yoga class. Some people maybe even take a spinning class or a quiet walk. It really doesn't make any difference, whatever makes you feel motivated. So here you have two things that can fit together. You take that walk on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, whatever, and then you know, you're doing the meditation kind of at the same time, watching your breathing, looking at the scenery, you're out in the fresh air. Nothing could be better than that. In addition to get your body moving, assessing your physical and spiritual health, Strauss says nutrition plays an important role. And his book is full of healthy, simple recipes that you can whip up in no time that are more nutrition than going to the fast food drive-in, of course. In general, he recommends cutting down on refined carbs, alcohol, and added sugar, since these all are empty calories that spike your blood sugar. And that's really the point of the whole thing, isn't it? That when you have these sugary things first thing in the morning, your blood sugar gets spiked. Blood sugar gives a signal to insulin to come to the rescue, and insulin shuts off your fat burning, and now you're stuck in that until you exercise like crazy for an hour or more, or you eat a balanced meal. Either of those two things will put you back into what we call ketosis or fat burning. So it's not really smart to start off with the sugary drinks in the morning. I don't think it's smart any time, but especially in the morning, the first thing, that's sugar is bound to spike, and that goes for things like cereals, you know, all the things that we were taught when we were younger. This is what you're supposed to eat to be healthy. And now we find out it's not the case. So we're coming up on a break here, and I'd like to remind you to please pick up our Primal Edge, our one-shot wonder, and also pick up the newsletter. Right now we have a promotion going on. Well, I don't know how long this is going to last, folks. It's 25% off the first of the Primal Edge, and of course, as much as you buy in the subscription form of the newsletter. Stick around, folks. Got a lot more. I'll be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi, welcome back to the show. Beginning, I was talking about exercise and how much, when you start out, it's a good idea to kind of take it easy and take it slow because you haven't been doing this before. And, getting these after exercise pains in the next couple of days is just another excuse for not doing it again. So when you start off slow, you really minimize that a lot. Pretty much everybody knows that exercise helps people stay in good health. It staves off these chronic diseases known as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even may help us live longer. Until recently, however, the prevailing new view on both policy people and researchers that you only got the benefits from moderate to vigorous exercise, the kind that gets you, out of breath, such as, walking fast, doing sports, or going to the gym. And the health authorities and the media have really focused on health messages according to that type of thing. But there's many people are still not doing much strenuous exercise as they should. There's another little habit that we're getting into, and that's sitting a lot. And we have found out through different tests that strenuous exercise is really great for us, but we're kind of now missing what we call that everyday type of slow activity. We're sitting a lot more at our desks, we're sitting watching TV a lot more, and we're not doing the little bit of moving around that we used to do. So while many people are still not doing so much strenuous exercise that they did, the modern way of living has almost removed the need to move. It says here, from Netflix to searching for airline tickets or holding virtual meetings, much of what we do now is at the touch of a button instead of moving around. There has been a drastic drop in how much we move around the house and our workplaces. Much of the time we spend moving is now spent sitting, as this chart shows. Here's a chart here showing that from 1960 to approximately present day that sitting down has really climbed. And we can see some of these things, like this is exercise here. The green one is occupational movement, and domestic movement is down here. The white one is transport. This is how we move. So most of the time, instead of on a bicycle or walking, we're probably in a car or a bus or something like that. While we have very good evidence about how vigorous exercise affects our health, little is known about this disappearing background of what we call daily light activity. This is what we wanted to find out in a study we published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. The results may make a big difference in how we view exercise in the future. So this is what we found out. We wanted to understand how daily light physical activity affects your metabolic health and the risk of premature death. We carried out a meta-analysis searching through all the research published to date and combined the results. We looked at both laboratory studies of groups of around 10 to 40 participants, which show what happens immediately to our bodies when we interrupt long periods of sitting, and long-term studies of thousands of people which provide insight into the effects of light exercise over several years. And we found that doing twice as much light activity cuts the risk of premature death by almost 30%. This is even after accounting for levels of moderate to vigorous exercise and other factors such as smoking and probably bad diet and things like that. This means that if you increase the amount you move around every day from 1 hour to 2 hours, for example, you cut your risk by 30%. But if you currently do 3 hours, you raise it to 6, you could cut your risk by that amount. It's the law of diminishing return. So overdoing it is just as bad as not doing it at all, I guess. We also found that moving around positively affects the way human being regulates blood sugar and insulin in short term, of course. And this is the same thing as the sugary breakfast. Right away, the insulin gets involved. And we know that exercise inhibits the production of insulin. You're not going to get those spikes if you're moving around that much. When a person interrupts sitting for a few minutes of light activity, such as slow walking, we found it reduces blood sugar and insulin by about 20 to 25% on the average. People with type 2 diabetes enjoy even greater benefits, suggesting this might be a good way for them to control their blood sugar. So that walk that my parents did every single day is showing up in this type of research. It is worth noting that some of the limitations to our study, this is relatively new research, so there's only a modest amount of evidence. They say the long-term studies that we incorporated mostly relied people reporting how much light activity they were doing, so a lot of word-of-mouth stuff. There's also a possibility that people who are more ill in the first place do less activity. In other words, they're moving less because they're ill, and the illness rather than the lack of exercise may be the reason that they died prematurely. And if so, that would skew the numbers. This possibility means we cannot definitely say that light exercise. I think we can definitely say it. These things have been pretty proven. I mean, we're the walking machines. We always walked everywhere we went until rather recently. We didn't even ride horses for thousands of years. But even riding horses is an activity that promotes good health, because now you're sharing something with an animal that is under your control. You're the leader. It's a great thing for sure. The next question concerns how much light exercise should we really do. Our study could not answer this because there's not enough research done yet. The precise amount is likely to depend on how we spend the rest of the day, including how much exercise we do and how much time we sit and sleep. So the message really is move more at any intensity, and the more the better. So I think mixing it up is really probably the cool idea there, is doing some, stuff. When you get up in the morning, you're pittering around. I usually like to get up an hour to an hour and a half before I really have to do anything, and that gives me time to kind of shuffle around, do a little stretching, and do your little routines of cleaning and everything. These are little movements that are important too. But then, if you just go and sit in front of the computer after that, but not going through that whole thing, you've missed an hour to an hour and a half of light activity that we're just talking about here. So it's important to realize that, all these little activities that we do, like getting ourselves ready to go out, to go to a job, are the activities that we're talking about in this study. Light, smart things that we do. Same with cooking meals instead of going out. This involves, you're around the kitchen, you're grabbing stuff, you're cooking it, and you're making things. These are light activities that are really healthy for us, and at the same time, you're making a meal instead of going out for a meal. I think those things are really important. Also, it's a good opportunity to bond with your mate or with a friend or a neighbor or whatever. Grab somebody, go for a walk together. Go to the beach if you have a beach nearby, which we do here in Florida, of course. But there's if you live in the mountains, there's nothing better than a nice walk in the woods as far as I'm concerned, and this is what I use my vacation for, so I just yearn for these kinds of activities. And still, it's really important to get that vigorous, heavy workout that is short in duration, but gets your heart pumping, and after you're finished, you go, oh, that feels so good. It always feels so good when I go to jiu-jitsu and start fighting with my buddies, and we spar for, 5-10 minutes at a time, and afterwards you're laying there, you can hardly breathe, you're trying to get the air in, and it feels so good. Really important to do this stuff. Up on a break, I'd like to remind you, pick up the Primal Edge, our one-shot wonder, 25% off right now. And of course, we have Health Signals newsletter. Go get that, 25% off. You can pay for the whole year. It's only $10 a month. You get 2 issues every month on the 1st and the 15th. Stick around, folks. I got a lot more. I'll be right back.
Would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. The Taz Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The Taz Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of Taz Market Profile, the Taz Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the Taz Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at Taz has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the Taz Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the Taz order page at tfnn.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the Taz Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And welcome back to the show. We're talking about getting started in exercise. If you haven't been exercising for, quite a while, then you got to start, and you got to start slow. And there's a lot of evidence that's saying that even incorporating light exercise, even if you exercise vigorously, don't discount the small little movements that we do every single day, like taking a small walk. Just the slow stuff is just as important as the vigorous training that we always talk about. There's another article I found interesting is, could exercising in frigid temperatures make us healthier? And the guy who wrote this, Scott Garney, he said he first saw a photo of a nearly naked man sitting on a glacier in the frigid cold, and he was kind of skeptical about it. The man was Wim Hof, H-O-F. He's a Dutch athlete who controls his body temperature in extreme cold through the sheer force of will. Exercising in the cold, Huff argues, makes people healthier. He says, I actually flew out there with the intention of debunking him as a fraud, says Carney, a Colorado-based journalist, author, and a senior fellow at Brandeis University Schuster Institute for Investigative Journalism. But after learning Hoff's methodology, a combination of meditation, breathing exercises, and immersion in icy cold water, Carney had become a believer. He says, in just a matter of a few days, I was meditating on the bank of a snowy river in Poland in ridiculous freezing weather. And the melting snow around me with my body temperature, he says. There's a nice picture here of a bunch of people. This is in Poland, and it's a little lake there, and they said the recorded air temperature was around 14 degrees Fahrenheit, and a large ice hole had to be cut to allow the lake bathing. And they do this every year, and of course you've heard about that in America. A lot of people do this too. Connie points out that humans dealt with cold temperatures for much of their evolutionary history. Introducing a bit of chill into your daily life now stimulates muscles and tissues in a good way. Our bodies need to be in constant variation, Carney believes, or he says. That's what keeps us healthy and fit. But does this translate to the way most of us exercise? Is jogging in cold weather this winter any better than hitting the treadmill? That's a good question, isn't it? We asked some leading physiologists to weigh in. Many of the purported benefits of the cold hinge on the brown fat, sometimes referred to as the good fat. Long know exists in human infants. Brown fat burns calories and generates heat. So Dr. C. Ronald Kahn, a researcher at Joslin Diabetic Center in the Harvard Medical School, was among the first scientists to document the existence of brown fat in very small amounts in adults in the mid-2000s. He says the average person will burn an extra 100 to 200 calories a day when brown fat is activated. But if you go out and eat a half a muffin, forget about it. Yeah. And he says that 100 or 200 calorie figure is for somebody who's chilly all day long. Most people experience cold very, very short amount of time. He said when you activate brown fat, it may stay active for a few hours, not permanently. Now, brown fat is the type of fat that you burn when you shiver. So if you're having a little shivering incident, that's when you're burning the brown fat, they say. A second way that people can burn extra calories when they're cold is through shivering. Oh, it says right here. But Kahn doesn't suggest that strategy because shivering makes most of us miserable. So when I do my plunges, and I do this almost on a daily basis, I go in the hot tub first. Of course, we don't have the drastic cold here, although the last few weeks have been rather nice for me because the pool has been at 57. 67, which to me is pretty cool if you're living in mostly 90-degree weather in the summertime. So the way it works for me, I get into the hot tub for about 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, as long as that, because I'm doing the Wim Hof breathing exercises. I usually go through 3 full repetitions of the breathing exercises, and then I'll plunge into the cold and try to stay there for 3, 4, 5 minutes. Been a lot easier the last couple of mornings, but when it was in the mid-60s, it's pretty cold for my standard. And I really feel it, and I feel really good and invigorated. It really is a kind of constitution daily thing that I like to do now. Yesterday when I jumped in, the water was like 73. So still 30 degrees lower than the 103 when I'm in the hot tub, but I could probably stay there forever. It doesn't really make any difference, but I still get the benefits when I get out and the wind's blowing. I can get the little shiver going, and that's good. And that's kind of what we want. Wim says you kind of stay in there until you feel you're really cold, and then you get out. I think it really does have some really health benefits besides just burning fat. I think it just resets your body, and I think it resets the part of your body that is the immune builder. So your immunity, I think, really does go up. So in other words, no colds, no flu, things like that. And this is pretty normal for me. I don't, very, very seldom do I get a cold. Once in a while. And the flu, I haven't had that for years too. So a side effect of exposure to extreme cold that Hoff calls for is vasoconstriction. So when you're subject to extreme cold, the muscles surrounding your blood vessels cause them to contract, sending more blood to the core where it can stay warm. So all these little blood vessels kind of shrink a little bit more. Carney says that's because modern humans live in temperature-controlled environments. All of that muscular is weak. He says exercising those muscles through extreme cold, he claims, has a huge impact on your circulation and arterial health. In terms of using cold as a way of training your blood vessels, to my knowledge, there's no data to support the claim, he says. But additionally, that the National Institute of Health worries that cold-induced could have negative consequences for some people. Well, I think if you have high blood pressure or things like that, yeah, it probably could. That's the reason you go to the doctor and say, can I do this stuff? When you're looking at someone in one of our mild cold studies, his blood pressure went really high, and that's not a good thing, he says. So, yeah, you have to be healthy to begin with. One of Wim Hof's more startling claims is that you can consciously control your immune system. Yeah, I think you can in a sense, At first we were a little reluctant, but when we started looking at all the remarkable feats that he had pulled off, we decided to give him a chance and prove his claim. Of course, Hoff has done quite remarkable things. He's gone up Mount Everest in shorts. He crossed the Sahara Desert without water, running the 26 miles across the desert. He's plunged in icy cold water for 6-7 minutes, holding his breath. I mean, these are the super things. Have you ever tried to hold your breath for 6 minutes? I mean, I get up to 3 minutes. I feel pretty proud. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. So what happened is to put Hoff to the test, Knox and his team injected Hoff with a solution containing pieces of E. coli bacteria. Since the injection didn't contain live bacteria, it couldn't actually make him sick, but in most people, these bacteria compounds would fool the body into believing that it's being attacked, triggering a temporary immune response that includes fever and inflammation. If Hoff could indeed suppress his immune system, then the injection would have no effect. And sure enough, Hoff's body showed little reaction to the injection. He had virtually no symptoms, which is remarkable, Cox said. Cox followed up, repeating the test to a group of individuals whom Hoff had trained, and just as with Hoff, these people also that received the training had little reaction to the injection. So cold does work, so go out there and run in the cold, folks. I think it will help you. I'll be right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And welcome back. I'd like to remind everybody we have 25% off on the Primal Edge and the Health Signals newsletter. Limited time only, so get on board, folks. This is really, really good, meant to keep you healthy and informed at the same time. I have a caller on the line, Tom from Tampa. Always good to hear from Tom. Hey, Tom, how you doing today?
Hey, good, Nico. How you doing?
What's happening?
Hey, I wanted to go over the self-Heimlich maneuver. Back a few weeks ago, I had a pretty close call, typical, how we all get in a big hurry sometimes, flying out the door, crack the eggs in the skillet, throw a chunk of meat in there with it, and and I just, I've been reading up on it, Googling it since, because I had a really close call. I mean, it scared the living wits out of me. It
wow.
just, not, chewing the meat up properly, not cutting it up properly, but, it's something I think everybody should be ready to go with all the time.
Yeah.
The first thing they say is don't panic. Well, that's kind of counterintuitive, Fortunately, I got it down. I took a gulp of water. So I don't know what really got it with it, but, I've heard bending over a chair. I heard some grade school kid the other day used to tell somebody just got behind the third or fourth grader just got behind somebody, and he was choking on a goldfish cracker or something, just started really pressing against the stomach.
Yeah, this actually, Henry Heimlich is the guy who invented this whole thing. Started with just slapping the person's back, but the real maneuver is getting your fist in the guy's stomach from behind and then just giving a nice thrust to get the chunk out, as you would say. How did you have to do anything drastic to yourself, or?
I took a swallow of water, and then I think I spit that up. I didn't really do it either. I tell you, it was probably an act of God that it got down.
Yes.
But they say get about 2 inches above your belly button and just hit the daylight, because you're not going to hit that stomach too hard with something like that.
Well, it's hard to do
or
it
bend
yourself,
over
for
a
sure.
chair or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's something that everybody should learn. I learned this when I was in Canada in one of our health classes. Everybody gave a demonstration, and everybody got to try it a little bit. So that's when I first learned about it. It's an interesting thing how it all came about. But really appreciate your call. Thanks a lot.
You bet, Nico. Have a good day.
Tom. Bye-bye. Always good to hear from Tom. The next thing I want to talk about is how exercise might clean Alzheimer's brain. And if you know somebody that has Alzheimer's, then you know that it's a real problem, people forgetting things and It's I have a friend now who has Alzheimer's, and one of the things that he started doing was taking boxing lessons, because he was a boxer when he was young, so very familiar with them, and just exercise is really good for him. It says, as it happens, the pursuit of a therapeutic for Alzheimer's has they've been wanting that for a long time. New research shows that physical exercise can clean up the hostile environment in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. And they've done studies on this because the brain seems to get short circuits. All these nerves and everything get tangled up, and the signals get either blocked or sent to the wrong thing. And what exercise can do is kind of reestablish that circuitry. The brain of an individual with Alzheimer's disease is a harsh place filled with buildups of harmful nerve cell junk and a dramatic loss of nerve cells and connections that occur with severe cognitive decline, such as memory loss. Targeting and disrupting this harmful junk, especially the plaques, to restore the brain function has been the basis of many failed clinical tests. This futility has led to a reevaluation of the hypothesis, the central dogma for Alzheimer's disease pathology based on toxic accumulations of amyloid plaques. At the same time, there's been traces of evidence that exercise plays a preventative role in Alzheimer's disease. But exactly how this works and how to take advantage of it kind of remains elusive for people. But we do know it helps. Everybody who goes on an exercise program of some kind that is Alzheimer's, it seems to help reconnect some of that circuitry. The researchers found that exercise animals from a mouse model of Alzheimer's had greatly enhanced memory compared to the sedentary ones due to improved adult hippocampal neurogenesis and a rise in the amounts of special molecules that promote the brain cell growth. Importantly, they could restore brain function, especially memories, in mice with Alzheimer's disease, but without exercising by increasing the hippocampal cell growth, using a combination of genetics, injecting a virus, and pharmaceutical means. And so you can do it with drugs, apparently, but I think there's side effects from that. So blocking the hippocampus neurogenesis early in Alzheimer's, I'm losing my place here. Worsened cell nerves later stage, so leading to degeneration. So really what they're saying, what I'm getting from this article, is that start exercising now because this helps you prevent the disease in the first place. So things don't look too promising for Alzheimer's since they have no drugs that really help it. I don't know. It says, before translating these findings into human patients, there remains significant research to establish that a medication or drug could mimic the effects of exercise. So, of course, they're always trying to come up with a drug that mimics exercise. I don't think we're going to do that. Future attempts to generate pharmaceutical means to imitate and heighten the benefits of exercise through exercise mimicries. So I don't understand completely where they're going. Exercise, of course, has been in my life. I can't remember not exercising. So that's kind of the way. I think that there was a break between my 20s and 30s. I didn't do a lot after that, after college. Of course, you're starting to get into family time, and you're starting a new family, and you're working, you're going to college. There doesn't seem to be enough time to it. Then in my 30s, I really started again. I started running, then discovered other types of training, got interested in the fitness thing, and this is really how I got into being a personal trainer and making my life's work really about, being healthy. I always had a desire to, later in life, be a healthy person. So I think that really helps you set up things. So if I want to be healthy in 50 years, I have to start something today. I can't wait 50 years and then say, okay, I'm ready. That's just not the way it works. So it's important, for sure. I had something else here I wanted to show you, and that was a chart. Let's see, where is this thing, if I can find it? Oh, yes, Sokol. Get the right chart up here. I have a chart on solar cycle 24. Here someplace. Where did I put it? There it is. This is important, folks. You know, we've had a tough winter so far, and it says solar cycle 24 is going down as the quietest in almost 200 years. May put the brakes on warming. Of course, we've been warming for a long time, but this is the last cycle, and the cycle in red is the cycle 24. It's still not quite ending. I think we're just about at the end. The average over the 26 cycles, or 24 cycles that we had before, is this blue line. That's the average. So we're really way below the blue line as far as sunspots are concerned. And this is more the reason we're having all these cold snaps and things. So we're going to have much more extreme weather as it goes on. So when I come back, we'll go into this a little bit and then talk about preparing for it. I'll be right back.
The universe provides us with opportunities all the time, and I was no different. In 2006, I invested $2,500 in a 2-day master trader course taught by Tom O'Brien, then ranked as the #1 market timer for gold. The fact is, if you want to be the best, you must learn from the best. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability and the Market Timer of the Year for 2018. To celebrate this accomplishment, TFNN.com is offering you a free 2-week subscription to my award-winning newsletter service, and there's no charge to you until day 15 unless you cancel sooner. That's right, we're waiving the normal upfront deposit, and this offer is available to anyone and everyone, even if you've tried Mastering Probability before. Sign up now, and I'll teach you the tool that identified the bottom in the Dow on January 26th, the morning that led to the largest daily point gain in history. This offer will expire on February 10th, so go to the homepage of TFNN.com now and click on Mastering Probability.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the best lineup of live content for traders by traders every market day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected minds in the business. TFNN broadcasts 5 days a week live from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We have live programming every market day during market hours. Every morning, Larry Pesavento kicks off the trading day live at 9 a.m. and breaks down the opening bell with Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour, followed at 11 a.m. by the team at TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim with Fast Market. Basil Chapman hosts the Tiger Technicians Hour at noon, Steve Rhodes at 1 p.m. with the Trader's Edge, Dave White at 2 p.m. with the Power Trading Hour, and Tom O'Brien anchors the daily lineup from 3 till 5 as host of the Tom O'Brien Show. Tune in to TFNN's Tiger TV on your computer or mobile device, and you can always find us streaming on YouTube. TFNN.com, educating investors.
And welcome back. So this chart I've got here, the blue is the average sunspots. The red is what we're doing now, and the black one or gray one was the Dalton minimum, or the, which one is that? Yeah, the Dalton minimum. So we're very close to what the Dalton was, and who knows what the next one's going to be like. The reason I bring this up is that because I believe everybody should prepare themselves, and I have a nice PDF here which I'll throw into the next, a link to it to the next newsletter. It's an important link because we need to prepare ourselves, and this article is just about that because we've been down this road before. It was only 300 to 400 years ago when we were in a grand solar minimum that really caused us lots of problems. That was in the 1700s. 1645 to 1715 AD was very very big modern minimum. And this is when we had lots of days where the summers didn't even come many years. So the reason I point this out, I think we need to prepare, and this article goes pretty deep into how you should be preparing, what you should have. There's a whole table of contents in here, lots of pages about individual preparedness, what you do for food storage, do you have a backup heat source, adaptation to the things, what happens to our trucks and automobiles when we have no more gas stations to go to, we have no more grocery stores, where do we get the food, what kind of food should we be storing? You know, this is the time that when you can't store that much meat, but we can go back to the basics that our ancestors did and get a couple of bags of rice and get some of these things that we don't normally eat because we know they're not that healthy, but they can save your life. So this is a nice thing to go through. Even touches things like cabin fever and drinking, how do you earn money, what happens with frostbite, hypothermia, all kinds of different things that come up, what kind of clothing should we have, how's the weather really going to change. Lots of things in here that you need to think about, and how much should you prepare. Should you prepare 3 months ahead of time? I think probably if you want to be really safe, you need a year's worth of food. If it's not at the grocery stores, where are you going to find it, folks? People are going to be after you to get they want your food too. So security, all kinds of things to think about, and I want this in the form of my mind. I always want to get back to this to be prepared for anything that happens that's bad. Stick around. Next show will be next week. Paige will be back, and we'll see you then. Thanks for sticking around, folks. Bye-bye.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This is TFNN, the Tiger Financial News Network. TFNN. Headline News Update. Here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We had the Dow Industrials finish up 175, NASDAQ up 83, S&P's up 19. You had a nice little surge coming right into the close here. That put the Dow Industrials up 0.7%, NASDAQ up 1.1%, and the S&P up 0.4%. In the next few minutes, folks, it's going to be all about Google out here. Google's going to be coming out with their numbers, and what I do expect you're going to see is, bottom line is that whatever the numbers are, Google looks like it wants to trade higher. When I say higher, as you take a look at Google, what you're going to be looking at out here is it looks to me like that 1166 is game. You know, what Google has done, it pushed into its highs here today, had volume behind the move. You can see when I started the 3 o'clock show, this volume was at approximately 1.2 billion, and you're at 1.995 right now. So we'll see how this shakes out, but what I do expect you're going to see is that that's going to put a little more juice inside of the NDX 100 as well as the composite. Gold contract down at $4 trading, down 560, trading at $13.16 an ounce. You have silver at $15.87 an ounce. The XAU and the HUI, folks, they're both in confirmed ABC structures on the way up. The XAU right now traded sideways, $75.84. Gold bugs contract right now, HUI, traded sideways also, up down 54 cents, trading 168.71. Notes and bonds, pullback, had lighter volume on the pullback. They continue to want higher price. 10-year note down 8 ticks, trading 121.22. 30-year bond off 22, 145.08. And King Dollar still fighting about the 95.830 mark. Right now, we are at 95.555. Now, that being said, King Dollar had absolutely zero juice on the way up out here today. What we had up here is that good old King Dollar did all of 11,000 contracts. We go back over to Google quickly and take a look at Google. Google's trading, it closed at 11.32. It's trading at 11.44 right now. And bottom line is that, yeah, there's the number. So you're trading up another $10. We'll see whether we make it that 11.66. That's where it looks to me like Google wants to be going. Stay right there, folks. We're going to come back. We'll bisect and dissect Google as well as the rest of the earnings that are coming out after the close.